Oh, son, what's good, my boy? Today, I'm going to be talking about passion, purpose, and working in the trades. Now, I don't know how broad of an audience this is going to bring in because some of the figures that I'm going to compare in this video are very polar opposites. I'm going to try to compare Larry Haun, who is a very skilled carpenter. I'm working on a video about him to educate a bunch of people about him because he's like the Bob Ross of construction. A very interesting life if you want to learn a thing or two about trades or just like finding purpose in work that is not very glamorous. Go and just look him up on YouTube. You can find very cool videos back in the 90s all the way until he was 80 years old in 2011. He was making educational videos on how to frame houses and shit like that. Very interesting guy. And recently I've been spending a good amount of my time with him through his books, through his videos. It's just very interesting. I'm a general contractor myself, and I do general trades work, everything from tile, mortar, roof. I'll really do it all. But I want to make a contrast between someone who is like what I would consider the exact polar opposite, who I used to spend a lot of my time with as a young person, and that is Asmongold. Now, these are such polar opposite figures that the audience I might bring in will most likely either know about one of them or not at all about fucking the other one. So, Asmongold is this figure. He's like in his 30s or something, and he plays World of Warcraft and video games and streams it on Twitch for a living. That's all he does. That's all he's done for his life. And some people would call him a loser or whatever, but I feel like there is meaning in both of these stark personalities. With Asmongold, he's got some crazy points, like if I wasn't streaming, I would still be playing games on welfare. I love this. This is what I do. This is how I get my enjoyment from the world and shit like that. Bro makes millions of dollars. He makes millions of dollars streaming World of Warcraft. And in my teenage years, I used to play World of Warcraft, which is an online game back from the 2000s, religiously. I used to fucking play this shit 14 hours a day, and I've regretted some of it, some time wasting that I felt, and I kind of disgraced that whole lifestyle as meaningless, purposeless, and just hedonistic bullshit. That's kind of how I viewed it for a while. But I started thinking and making these connections between these two figures, which, without getting too religious, too idealistic, or anything like that, everything we do in life is a distraction until we die. Now, I believe in God. I believe there's things that can have purpose, meaning, and so forth. But if we're being realistic with things, if we're being down to the minute details, everything you do can be considered a distraction until we die. Because there's this big gray area around death, and I don't want to make this a fucking philosophical video. I just want to make that quick point. So whether you're sitting here playing video games for hundreds of thousands of people to watch you and provide some sort of enjoyment, even though I might view it and other people might view it as like dystopian or crazy or weird or just fucking wasteful of time. Or you're Larry Haun and you're over here building structures for people's homes, instilling just like a sense of pride and purpose into your work and teaching other people that this is a very useful thing that benefits society, keeps it going. Both, I believe and have come to realize, it just comes down to, dog, you can do whatever the fuck you want in this world because we're all going to die. And whatever you choose to fill up the time between the day, as long as it does not hurt somebody else, whatever, bro. Diversity is beautiful in life. Now, do I believe that all the people in the world should follow Asmongold? No, I'm very opinionated on that. I believe that if everyone did that, society would be bad. I mean, we wouldn't get anywhere. So we need people like Larry Haun. We need those people who put out the effort to go out and change and build society, if you will. But where they've grown up are two starkly different worlds. Larry Haun grew up in Nebraska building homes and out of fucking like sod and all this shit and tunnels and just crazy shit. There was no video games. There was none of that whenever he grew up. Asmongold grew up poor in Austin, Texas, near where I've lived, and shit, all you fucking in a big city or something like that, all you really have is these video games, and all you really have is these video games. And that's kind of how my culture growing up was all the friends you kind of go either towards playing like football in the street or playing the video games. And some people, they get hooked. And I see most of the generation nowadays, even the tradesmen and things like that, the young ones, they all play video games. Now, personally, I don't play video games at all. To me, it's not conclusive to my goals. I have very nostalgic rose-tinted goggles towards those memories, towards those times. But for me, the impact, the things I want to accomplish in the world, it's not conclusive to my goals. But if I like video games and I wanted to have a big impact with them, I could do something like Asmongold, where you start streaming and provide joy and entertainment to the masses. Now, we need to get back on a little bit of the topic and what I was going to talk about today, which is purpose and passion. Now, Asmongold has a purpose and a passion. Even though some might say that his life is purposeless and it's just a waste, I watched this video a while back of people being like, writing things. They're like, I have all these responsibilities, this family, this job I hate, and I just wish and I envy Asmongold's lifestyle. I envy it. I wish I could be Asmongold. And Asmongold read this onto his stream and reacted to it and pretty much said something along the lines of, you do not want to be me. My lifestyle is very meaningless to many people. It is very purposeless. There's not much to it. He lives a very degenerate lifestyle of just like video. I mean, if you know Asmongold, you know what I'm talking about here. But he pretty much explained how his life would not be fulfilling to many people. To many people, Asmongold's life is just a lack. It's just a void of just trying to like please yourself and just like depression and all this shit. Most people would be depressed with that life. But Asmongold puts a point out there to say it is his life. He has made these choices to do things that he enjoys. He enjoys the simplicity and the enjoyment of just, all right, I'm going to go to Wendy's, get me some food, come back home, play the games with the community I've built online, stream it to, he gets 50,000 viewers to 100,000 viewers sometimes, and just enjoy it. And just go with the flow. Go with the flow. That's pretty much what his mantra is. That's pretty much what he embodies. And for me, as much as I loved that video game whenever I used to play it, as much as as a teenager I envied his lifestyle because I started being open to all these things I needed in the world, like money, women, all these different complexities, I'd envy his lifestyle, and I'm like, damn, I wish I could be him. Over time, through changing and through evolving, now I'm leaning more towards Larry Haun's lifestyle, which is still a go with the flow. Larry Haun wasn't out there trying to be some big millionaire mogul construction guy with a cigar in his mouth, puffing away, get back to work, bud. No, like most people in construction, they try to climb the ladder and they want to be this big mogul. Larry Haun preached a similar thing. I have passion and purpose through something as simple as just framing in a house. The Zen-like state of doing my measurements, cutting the saw, putting the nails in with the fucking hammer, and there you go, I got a beautiful structure created. Zen, same sort of thing. I mean, there's not much to it. You're framing in a house with wood. You're not Einstein, you're not coming up with the theory of relativity or anything. It's just a simple task that gives this person purpose. He's impacting people through building them homes. Asmongold is impacting people through bringing them joy, comfort, and entertainment. There are similarities in each one of them. And they both have like this Zen-like go with the flow quality to them whenever I look at it. And the reason why I'm making this connection and I'm talking about it, I was going to go off in a tangent talking about trades and stuff like that. But truly, when you look at these things, it is beautiful. because these are two stark opposites who have discovered a purpose, if you will. Purpose is very unique to you. They have discovered their purpose that makes them feel content and happy and fulfilled. And they decided, all right, I love doing this. Let me inspire other people. Let me show other people what I love doing and put it out there. And Larry Haun in 1993 was building his sister's house and decided to invite a camera crew on and start teaching. And that just enveloped a fucking spiral of making books. He made videos all the way up until 2011 when he died of cancer. At 80 years old, he was out there framing houses because he loved it so much. So let me explain kind of my general understanding how purpose works. Because I've been purposeless, I've been depressed because I had no purpose or general direction in this life. And I'd see all these stark figures with very opinionated takes being like, this is what you should do, this is what you should do, this is what you should. No. Purpose is very unique to you. So let me go ahead and try to explain it. It's going to be hard for me to write like this. So I'm going to draw it like this. We're going to draw a spiral. A spiral. This spiral right here represents your life. As you go in, time is changing, time is going on, right? Now, let's say back here, we're on your start point where I put this blip. You are a little kid, 5, 6, 7 years old. What do you want to be when you grow up? Firefighter, an astronaut, a Twitch streamer, a YouTuber. The things that kids, I'm trying to make it relative to today, because I know a lot of kids today, they want to be a fucking YouTuber or whatever. But you start there, right? You start at that blip. Then you go and you're a teenager. Right here, this next blip. Oh, I want to be a rock star. I'm going to get a guitar for Christmas and I'm going to jam out, or I'm gonna get a drum kit, drum pad, fucking MIDI keyboard, and I want to be like one of the guys who makes beats. I want to be like one of these Kenny Beats motherfuckers, shit like that, okay? And then let's say you jump forward and you're all the way here. Let's say you're like 20. This teenage blip, I would have put that like 13, 14 years old. Let's say you're like 22, 23. Things change up on you and you're like, you see all these different things and you kind of get a little lost and you're like, I want to be like a millionaire. I want to be financially free. I want to escape from the Andrew Tate matrix. You start developing these dreams that aren't really uniquely yours, but they come from other people. And you start feeling a little lost. And then let's say, now this is a time horizon that is very different. Things might happen faster for you. You might find your purpose within 3 years of graduating high school. No, you don't know. But let's just say you jump forward. And I'm trying to get this on the camera here. Let's say you jump forward to this point. Getting pretty close to finding that ultimate purpose, that ultimate fulfillment. And you discover something. For me, it was working with my hands, craftsmanship, general contracting. And I'm like, oh man, this is monotonous. Then I find one little niche in it where I'm like, holy shit, this is so fun. I can get so focused. I can get in like a flow state doing this, or I'm just like zen and I'm just going with the motions. And then I look at my work and I'm like proud and fulfilled and I come home happy. There are things that you stumble upon, and whenever it comes to purpose, the only thing you really have is time and trying a numerous faceted things throughout your life until you find something that sticks. Now, Larry Haun, I'm researching him as we go, and I'm reading his book, his memoir, A Carpenter's Life Told Through Houses. I'm reading his book and learning a lot about him. So, as I continue reading it, I'll eventually realize, or I'll come across the point where he has discovered his purpose through carpentry. I think it was whenever he was younger. Asmongold, with the video games and shit like that, whenever he was younger, he discovered it. For me, I love video games, and if you told me that I could have had Asmongold's lifestyle whenever I was 15 years old, I'd be all game for it. Let's smoke weed all day, let's play video games, let's do this shit, let's eat fast food, let's eat junk. I would have loved it. But then as I got about 18 years old, I was like 300 pounds. I was very depressed, very lost, And I was like, man, this is not the lifestyle I envisioned for myself. I start getting bored with the video games. I start seeking other things. I get that wrong. I was 17. I lose over 150 pounds. And I start getting my desires from all these outside red pill influences. I start like a young man does who underachieved or didn't get the things he wanted as a teenager. I start chasing the women and all these different things. And then it comes back to where I work all these dead-end jobs. Work as selling snow cones. I work at fucking restaurant as a waiter. I work at a Subway. Pour concrete. I do all these things that I never really enjoyed. I do DoorDash for a while, living out of my car. And then I come back to simple life, and I find a mentor who's a general contractor, and it's a one-on-one thing. And I love it. Of course, there are monotonous days. There are days where you don't want to do it. You want to go and do this instead. But generally, through the most of it, I enjoy it and I love learning, and it's something that I could see myself doing, or at least taking those skills and finding something. Because one thing about purpose is these are like seasons almost. You'll find something that you really like for a long time, because this circle does repeat itself. You can do it for a while, and then all of a sudden, not monotony, not having a bad day, you just get burnt out on it and you don't really want to ever do it again. You might pick it up later, but for a while, you don't want to do it. So you want to change up what you're doing. And that's how this shit works. I might, in a year or two's time, hate making YouTube videos and fucking hate carpentry work. So then I go off and become a musician and start playing bars. I play guitar and I love art. Maybe I'll start doing that. Who knows? But the thing about purpose is, a lot of people deceive it as this like magical fairy thing that you must find, and it's once you find it, you're locked in for life. That's not how it is, dog. All it is finding something in front of you, or that you've tried, that you truly like doing, and going with it. Sticking with it. Seeing what happens. Getting good at it. And then once you get that skill, it's like riding a bike. You have it for the rest of your life. If you don't want to do it, you can quit it. If you quit it and then you want to come back to it later, you can do so. Life is all choices. You're not bound by anything. You're not really in a fucking Matrix by Andrew Tate. You have a lot more will, and you have a lot more way than you think. So, this is a little bit of a ramble, a little bit of a random. But if you enjoyed this, give me a like, comment, subscribe, all that corny shit YouTubers say. And if you are interested in losing weight, if you're interested in bettering yourself, I got a little general contracting thing going, and I know some skills, and I know I'm very knowledgeable on business because I've been learning from my mentor and reading all these books. As well as if you're interested in taking action from someone who used to live a very sedentary lifestyle to completely changing that up and taking action. If you want to learn how to do that, I'm offering a completely free coaching program. I won't ask you for a penny. I just enjoy helping people, and I get a sense of fulfillment through keeping other people kind of like disciplined like I am. So I got 3 spots left. I opened it up to 5 people, and I got 2 people already taking up the spots. Got 3 spots left for like an accountability coaching, the teaching type program thing, or I'll text you, we'll get on calls, keep you, especially with weight loss. I lost over 150 pounds. I go up and down, and I work out all the time. I'm really knowledgeable in that sense. So I can help you with that if that's one thing you struggle with. Go ahead and shoot me an email. It's going to be in the description, but I'll put it out here. KAMERONJ Arthur. That's ARTHUR @gmail.com. And we'll get in touch. We'll see what's going on, and I'll try my best to help you. Chase paper, enjoy nature, all sun. Have a great day.